Close that door.
Tucker.
All right. Looks like we made it this time without having to actually go away and then come back. So, all right. Anybody out there yet? I told you just reboot, recycle that. Should be ready to go. Ain't nobody there. One. All right. Somebody's in here. Who is it? Oh, all right.
It looks good.
Good.
And hopefully somebody will come and see us.
Yeah, we'll see.
They all get a notification right now that you're on, right?
Yeah.
People that subscribe.
Yeah, if they're on, it'll pop. If they're on YouTube, it'll pop up there.
You got 3.
Looks like we got a couple in there. Hey, Kevin, can you give me a sound check? How do I sound, buddy? All righty then. I don't guess Kevin wants to let me know. Do I sound good? Let me know. Am I coming through or what? Looks like we got 4. Oh, that's you. Hey, Pam. How are you?
I'll turn my sound on and check you.
Hey, Michael. Can you give me a sound check, buddy? Am I sounding good?
Yep, you're good.
Yeah. All right. Sounds like Tammy Joe's with us again this week. Good to see you. We got Kevin and Pam and Michael and Tammy Joe. Looks like we got a few people tuning in. Hopefully Chris is back. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the sound check.
You have slow mode on.
Yeah, I know. That's so I won't have to see all these questions too fast. I'm too old for that.
That's what Kevin said.
Have you got your apple juice with you tonight, gang? I do. We also got Tucker in the house here tonight, but it looks like he's stretched out on the floor and he's relaxing a little bit. So if you don't know who Tucker is, go over to my channel and check out the blooper reel Life with Tucker, and you'll see what I put up with on a daily basis. He's a mess, but I love him. He's my dog. That's all I got to have is a good dog, right? And a good woman. Got both. I've been blessed with that. So we've been on 3 minutes. We got a few people here, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Want to thank everybody for being here. Appreciate you coming in and joining me, seeing what's on my mind, because I'm just going to tell it like it is. I'm just going to tell the truth. First thing I want to do is welcome any new subscribers we have here. Thanks to Dave over at Southern Prepper 1. That's the number 1. He gave me a little promo the other day, and my membership kicked up, got over the 2,000 mark, which is where I was hoping we would get. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I did a giveaway, and I promised when I hit 2,000, I would do another one. So guess what? We're going to do another one next week. Yep, Southern is a good man. Dave's a good man. He's bringing us a lot of information. Keeps me from having to go over a lot of it. He covers a lot of ground. He has a great network there for people to get information from. And everybody needs to take advantage of what he's offering. I mean, he puts a lot of work in. He does a great job. And he brings you a lot of information to let you know what is actually going on with our economy here. And, like I said, Dave's just doing a great job. So he does it just like what I'm doing here because he wants to help people out. So go over there and support him. Do what you can to help him out. If you got some info, send it to him. He's right on the ball with that kind of thing. But tonight, I want to talk about actually one main thing here. Now, before I get into that, I want to let you know that I think everybody knows that Smithfield Farms meat packing plant in California closed down. It's the largest one in the world. It closed down a week ago Saturday. And initially they reported that they were going to move somewhere else because it was just too expensive to do business in California. But turns out they're not going to. They just shut it down. It's going to stay closed down. They're not moving anywhere. That's going to have a big impact on the meat industry, particularly pork. They did a lot of, ham and bacon, stuff like that. And it's going to have an impact on that. Price is going to go up. But I think our biggest problem in the coming week or so is going to be a potential diesel fuel shortage. I think they have something to do with Taiwan. You're close, Kevin. China owns Smithfield Farms. Chinese government owns Smithfield Farms in the United States.
That's what Chris said.
But we got to be kind of on the lookout for this diesel fuel shortage that's coming up. It's really getting kind of crucial. I'm sure you know about Love's truck stops. You see them all up and down the interstate. Their CEO sent out email to all of their operators, people that buy from them, and told them that there's a potential shortage coming up in the next week or so. The supply of diesel fuel is down on the East Coast, particularly from South Carolina up to like New Jersey. The storage facilities they have there and the delivery services they have along those routes are seeing a shortage in fuel. Normally, those storage facilities keep on hand 62 million barrels of diesel fuel. But now they're at a level lower than they've ever been before. They're down to 21 million barrels. And they're getting a little thinner and thinner every day. The CEO of Love's, like I said, notified not only the truck drivers, he also notified the Federal Emergency Information Agency to let them put out the information to people that might need to know it. So what he's saying has been pretty much verified by the federal government. There's going to be a problem with diesel fuel in the very near future. And as you know, everything that we buy, from food to fuel to, furniture, appliances, whatever, all of it's shipped by diesel. It's all carried by diesel to the facilities that process food, to the facilities that build it, these items, and then to the stores that sell it. And it's going to have a great impact on just our general, economy. It's going to hit the food industry probably more than any other because so much of our food products is carried by truck. And the farmers are saying that their yield this year is just terrible. It's because of drought or, labor shortages or fuel cost or the lack of fertilizer. It's just one problem after another that's impacting our food chain. And it's going to get bad, guys. So, right now, get out there and get that food if you can. I've gotten some emails and seen some comments from people that are finally seeing the light. They're just starting to realize that they need to get some food in the house. But they can't afford the dehydrated foods. So, I tell them, hey, rice, beans, noodles, flour, sugar, the basics, and to learn how to use those items to make meals with. Good old rice and beans, it might get boring, but it'll fill you up, and it's got a lot of nutrition in it. So those people, they really need to start getting that food in. Get what you can. Meat, Spam, everybody knows Spam will last forever. And those canned hams are the same way. Those things will last forever. Get you some soups and stuff. But, you got to get out there and get that food. Lady Prepper went to the Dollar Tree. Was it the Dollar Tree? Dollar Tree the other day. And they were down to just 2 food aisles in the entire store where they used to be. They had 4 food aisles before, and they're down to 2 now. So the food's kind of fading away. So get out there and get it while you can. Another thing Lady Prepper did for me, we have several items that we get monthly from Amazon, and she went back to December of 21 to check the prices and compared it to this month. And on three items, just dog food, a zinc supplement we take, that kind of wards off colds and flu and even corona. They said it was good to kind of ward that off. And some, like wheat thin crackers. We checked the pricing on those. The dog food went up 30%. It went up 30% over that 6 month period. That's 50 pound bag of dog food, 30-pound bag of dog food. The zinc, which is just a little bottle of liquid that, we take a little bit every now and then, it went up 36% in 6 months. And the wheat thin crackers went up 26.8%. Buying those by the case. And, those are numbers that are just kind of ridiculous.
Maggie asked what kind of fuel's used by cargo ships.
Cargo ships, they use most of them also use diesel fuel. The problem we're having with cargo ships right now is so many of them's tied up in China and Shanghai, which is going back into a lockdown again. That was just announced yesterday. They're in off the ports there or in the ports there trying to get loaded, and they just can't get loaded, and they're just sitting there. But most of them do run off diesel fuel, a lot of diesel fuel. So that's something else that's going to be a problem in the long run. And on top of the shipping problem, overseas, over here, the dock workers in California, where most of those ships from Asia come to, their contract is running out at the end of June, and they're in negotiations to try to get that contract renewed. I don't know if you remember seeing Joe Biden give a speech from California in front of all those cargo containers a couple of weeks ago. Well, he was out there trying to make some headway with their negotiations to try to get them to come together to keep commodities flowing out of the ports in California. But don't think he's actually done anything positive there. Right now they're still in, just kind of nowhere. They're in limbo with that negotiation. Hopefully they'll get it done and there won't be any strikes. I don't think there will. I mean, hopefully the basic, individuals out there know that they're probably making $30-$40 an hour now, but I hope they are anyway. But hopefully they'll say, okay, we're just going to keep working until we get this contract done because America needs these items, and hopefully that'll happen. So we'll see. That's just what we got to look forward to with our supply chain right now. It's just getting worse. It's not getting any better. It all got backlogged during COVID, of course. And then the government started paying people not to work, and they're still paying people not to work. So guess what? They're not working. You can't blame them if they're going to get paid not to work. What the hell? They don't have I would call it personal pride. I wouldn't live that way. I'd like to get out and work if I had to. Fortunately, I'm in a position where my career's behind me. I did what I had to do to live a life where I can do what I want to do now. But it's a shame we can't live that way while we're younger. We have to wait until we get older to live that way. But hey, I paid my dues. I help when I can, and there's just pride in wanting to work, and a lot of people have lost that. A lot of Americans have lost that pride, that dignity that comes with an honest paycheck. Hopefully that'll shake out for us. All we can do is hang on and hope for the best. Right now, I think we're in a position as a country that we're headed in the wrong direction, but I'm not going to get into politics. I'm not going to do that. You vote the way you want. I'm going to vote the way I want. And hopefully we both want the same thing in the long run, a strong country. Maybe we just see how we have to get there in different ways, but we can come together on that. I think that's something a lot of politicians has lost is the ability to say, okay, we're going to do what's good for the country instead of what's good for the party. This party politics is killing this country. We've got to get back to being Americans instead of Democrats and Republicans. And thank goodness I'm neither. A lot of people don't recognize libertarians as a true political party, but that's what I am. I'm not going to get into a political discussion. I'm going to let that go right there. I'm liberal on a lot of things, conservative on a lot of things. And I think we just all need to come together and work this out for the good of the country. But I'm going to leave that right there. Got a little dry throat going here. Hang on. This is for you guys. Hey, Patty, how are you? Good to see you in here. Bill, all right. Maggie G, all right. Hand me that note that fell right there. I want to answer that question. I got a question last week from Maggie K. I don't know if she's in here tonight or not.
It was Maggie G.
Was it Maggie G? Anyway, when I was, doing my little rant against the red flag laws that they're trying to pass on a national basis, she asked me a question that when I explained that my guns were taken under red flag laws here in the state of Florida, and they were released to my ex-wife before our divorce was over. She asked if it's not legal for someone to buy a gun for somebody else, how could the police release my guns to my ex-wife? Well, here was the problem. She got a restraining order on me, which made it illegal for me to own guns. It was based on bullshit. Oh, sorry, I said that word again. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm sorry. But she didn't have a restraining order on her. So when she went to get the guns, they gave them to her. I asked my attorney about it. He said that if I had receipts to prove that I bought the guns, then I had a legal action against the police department. Who keeps receipts like that, right? You just, you toss it, or you stash it somewhere and you forget about it. So when she went to get them, she had no legal restraints on her, so they gave them to her. When I went to get them, I couldn't prove that I bought them and they were legally mine because I'd bought them years before. So I had no legal recourse to take. But you know what I learned from that? Now I never throw away a receipt when I purchase a firearm. I got them all. I got all the paperwork. I got the boxes. I got it all. So if they say, can you prove this is your firearm? Yep, here it is. Blah, blah, blah. Give me my damn gun. So that'll never happen again. But if you guys have any questions, fire them at me here. I just really wanted to touch on that diesel shortage. Prices are going up. The average price of diesel in the United States now is $5.55 a gallon. 1 year ago, it was $3.13. It's just, hey, Joe, what's going on, buddy? It's just getting ridiculous that, the way the fuel is getting out of hand here, and it's going to affect everything in our lives.
We can report on chicken food next week.
Yeah, we got to go buy some chicken food, so I can let you know next week how much that went up. I'm sure it went through the roof like everything else, but I hope not. Love my chickens. They make me breakfast, so I got to love them, right? Oh, let's see, what else can we touch on here? I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. Just call your congressmen, your senators about that red flag law. Yeah, there is something else on that. Looks like that little deal's falling apart. The support for that in Washington, D.C. seems to be crumbling. And it's because people like you and me were contacting our representatives in the Senate and in the House of Representatives. And we're letting them know we don't support this. And it's an election year. That helps. So we can go at them with that. If you have a representative that's not pro Second Amendment, call them. Let them know. We can't let them take that freedom away from us, guys. That Second Amendment protects all the other amendments. And there were 10 of those laid out by our founding fathers that weren't passed down by a court somewhere. They were given to us by God to protect ourselves, to protect our nation. Here I go. I went into politics again. Sorry about that. But it is our founding document. It's what we should live by as far as laws go. And hopefully we'll get back to that one day. But right now we got so many rhinos and just liberal Democrats. I keep getting back into politics.
Chris is talking about chicken feed changing the ingredients.
Chris. Okay.
Hope that's not true.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that the other day that a lot of the chicken feed companies have changed their ingredients. They're not as nutritious for your chickens as they were before. And there's actually been a few reports of chickens dying after they eat some new feed that farmers had to give them. I don't know if that's something, in the chickens.
The lower egg production might be the heat.
Like Lady Fripper said, there's lower egg production right now, but that always happens in the summertime with your chickens. They lay less than they do when it's cooler. So that might just be natural if that's what's going on. We'll see. Hopefully things will get going on the right track again soon. But I think this food problem, which is part of which is the transportation, is going to be a big problem by fall or maybe into the winter. So get out there and get that food, guys. You got to have it. If you have to say, okay, I'm going to put aside going to the movie this week and I'm going to use this, $20 or $30 to buy food, then you need to do that because it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. You're not hearing anything in the news about what's going on in Peru or in Sri Lanka. There are two developing nations. They're not actually third world nations because they are developing. But there's food riots there. There's fuel riots there. It's been going on for weeks, and you're not seeing anything about it anywhere because they don't want you to see it. They don't want you to see what might happen here if we get a food shortage. People get hungry, they get violent. I don't blame them. I've been hungry. I got a little violent myself when I got hungry. But, get ready for it. You're getting warnings from everywhere. You got CEOs of banks telling you, we're headed for a recession. I don't think that's true. I think we're in a recession and we're headed for a depression. So get ready for it. If you got a little extra money in the bank, go get it out, put it in your pocket. Because almost every day you're hearing about this card system failing or that card system failing, where people can't use their debit cards. See that, Ma?
I'm watching.
I don't know where that comes from. All right, every trip to the store extra is bought. Some trips are just for extras. Yeah, if you can get extras, get them. Get them, stockpile them. You really need that.
Watch Publix BOGOs.
Yeah, watch, if you got Publix in your area, go to their website, look at their BOGOs. They put specials up every week on Thursday. Go double up on some of those things. It'll help you build a food supply. Noodles. We all joke about ramen noodles. That's the national food for college students. But those things last forever, and they're cheap. And they'll fill you up if you eat enough of them. So, and honestly, they don't taste bad. I've had those several times. Don't taste bad at all. Like I said, stockpile them. Buy, 50, 100 packs of those things, stick them up somewhere. But we got to get ready. I think everything's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. I hate to say that. I really do. But that's what's happening. All right. I think I've taken up enough of your time. So I'm going to tell you what we got coming. All right. We hit that 2,000 subscriber mark where I said I was going to do another giveaway. So here's what you need to do. Send me an email to theorlandoprepper@gmail.com. In that Gmail, on the title, just put contest. And in the body of the email, just put your first and last name and your email address that you use on YouTube. Make sure you use the email address you use on YouTube. Should look like this. That should be the body of your email. Bob Smith, bsmith@gmail.com. That's all. That's all you have to do. Okay. Contest, and then that in the text. I collect those. I build up a list of people that sent me emails, and then I delete that email. I'm not building an email list for anybody, not even for myself. That's the reason why I need your email address in the body of the message, because I make those in little slips of paper, have that on little slips of paper, and I draw them out of a hat. That hat right up there. We're going to draw the names out of that hat. Then, if you do win, I can go back to my email and email you that you're a winner and you need to send me back your address where I can ship your prize. It's that simple. That way, I'm not, like I said, I'm not building an email list for anybody, not even myself. I dump that email as soon as I get your name and your email address. I'll dump it. It's gone forever. Gonna need a bigger hat soon. I hope so. Yeah. I mean, we bumped over that 100, that 2,000 mark. Thanks to Dave. I mean, I was close to it. I was getting up there close to it, but Dave kind of gave me a little bump, and I truly do appreciate it.
Chris is talking about planting a garden.
And garden, that is your expertise.
It's about too hot now till the fall, but
Yeah.
some potted stuff is good if you have a
It
place
all
that you can
depends
get
on
shade.
what part of the country you live in, Chris. If you're in the South down here, like Florida, South Carolina, Southern Georgia, places like that, it's too hot to plant anything right now. You're going to have to wait till the fall. But that's a good idea. Start growing you some food, guys. It's going to help you a lot down the road, I promise. I can't grow weeds. I mean, Lady Prepper has to do that. She's the gardener. She's the one that grows the food. Does a great job too. So that's gonna help us out in the long run. But send me those emails, contest, first and last name, and email address that you use on YouTube. The reason why you have to use this one is because last time I did this, somebody entered the contest with a different email address. And then when they popped up here and said, "Yeah, I'm here," it was a different name. So I didn't know that's who it was. So do that. You also have to be here next Monday night at 8 o'clock. That's when we're going to do the drawing. I'll probably give away 8 or 10 prizes. I got some multi tools, some uh, sporks. I like those. The K-bar sporks. I also got some map compasses. If you want to learn how to use that with a map, that's something you really need to do, because if shit hits the fan and all electronics is out and you need to travel, you're not going to be able to use that GPS. So that'll help you out along the
You
way.
need maps to the Department of Transportation, and most states will send you a free one.
Yeah, there you go. Just send an email to most states, Chamber of Commerce,
Department of Transportation.
Department of Transportation. They will mail you a map of that state.
Most of them.
Maggie G, what's my email address? It's theorlandoprepper@gmail.com. All right. I think that'll do it for the night, guys. I took a half hour of your time. I appreciate you being here. Come back next week. Let's give away some prizes. Hopefully you'll win one. If you don't, then guess what? We're going to do it again if we ever hit 3,000 subscribers. There's so many of these sites nowadays, it's hard to get people on board. But if you're new here, thank you for coming over. If you're a new subscriber, check out my other videos on my channel. I appreciate you coming over here with us. Let me know what you want to know about, and I'll be glad to talk about it. Yeah, hey, thanks, Joe. That's 12-year-old apple juice right there. Good stuff, man. It's aged in a burn barrel on the island of Scotland. So Good stuff. All right, folks. Appreciate you being here. I'm going to say stay strong, stay patriotic, pray for America. Pray that the war in Eastern Europe is over soon. There's a lot of folks over there, innocent victims that's being hurt, and we don't like that. So let's give them a line when we talk to the big man upstairs. Orlando Prepper is out. That's it.